Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u Zoom call for September 29th, 2021. We're here on Cathy's website, CathyDSlaght.com. We'll scroll down here, and we're going to look for this Zoom banner right here. If you'd like to be part of Cathy's client group, which is the Daily Energy Clearing Group, you will click here, follow the information, and it is a monthly fee. So we're going to click here. This is going to take us over to the Zoom platform where I'm going to open, and it will be live.
This is a doctor talking about what he's seeing in the people that have been vaccinated. And he makes it very clear before he says this, maybe this balances out later. Anyway, he says maybe this balances out over time, but the thing is, nobody is studying it. So this is what he has seen. The killer T cells are way down. Now we have helper T cells. Killer T cells are what fight the viruses. Big increase in mono, shingles. I haven't gotten herpes up, but he mentioned herpes. Human papillomavirus. 20 times increase in endometrial cancer and an increase in melanoma. And so that's just information. So there are all kinds of things. I'll send this out today. This doesn't mean that this is happening. I think as we know, we're all unique anyway. So some know it's happening because he's testing it. He's getting these results. And this up here, from what I'm reading, maybe I'm not reading as much maybe as some of you, but it does look like in Israel now a lot of people are sick and they're vaccinated. Is that right? Anybody seen that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
And they're on their third round.
Yeah. So anyway, here's what we've got now. We're adding to our cocktails, and thank goodness we just finished. We had the session from Monday still going until just a few minutes ago. That had started with the blood flow cocktail, and then we really didn't have the using cocktail in the P4, but it kept going till just a little bit. So we're ready now to get started. Just for the heck of it, let's just see if we want any of these cocktails at this moment in time. I haven't put our intention statement in the situation. I will do that at some point. Had something happen this morning that was a new thing. First time ever a person had a perfect 1,000 on the optimization.
I had one of those yesterday.
Wow. Yeah.
Maybe it has to do with what's going on in the ethers.
Well, they say our consciousness continues to rise, and I was very happy about that, to see that 1,000. Let's just, for the heck of it, see if there are any of these cocktails at this moment in time. And yeah, the using, we want that. That's interesting because I can't recall, what do we have that in, the field generator or the recharger? I can't remember, but we'll pull it over here today. And then let's get to the manual. Let's just look at our subtle bodies. I do want to get that flower essence information together also, because I think it makes a difference. We're at 600. Okay, we didn't get 1,000. Look at that, my goodness. 100% good to receive that code. And let's check also priority for any brain charges. We've been doing enough of that we may not need to do it today. well, we still want some brain charges. So down here, let's just look at nourish brain cells for a starter and just go in. You get the idea. Priority G, brain cells, charge. Yeah, we'll take that one. And so on and so forth. This is something you can just go back and forth with through the day, if you are so inclined. This morning I got up and I had terrible sinus stress, and I went in and did a bunch of sinus charges, and I don't have that stress now. Let's see quickly. I guess the whole point is let's not forget this charger, because it can really be powerful. And what can it hurt to nourish the brain cells? Okay, good. Look at that. 99 for 5 minutes. So let's do that. And then we have the intention statement to remind us of what a powerful brain we are gifted with. Let's optimize again and see what happens. This oxidative stress scan, it's been a while since on the Zoom we did we went down a little bit. Look at that. I have noticed, I don't know if any of you are doing this for yourself, but I've noticed when I eat frozen food, and we're right there at a moderate and greatly elevated today, oxidative stress. So with that information, let's just put that in a Gong. Does anybody know anything about some negative side effects from eating these frozen foods? Because I notice when I have something, that I bought that is frozen, not necessarily always processed stuff, vegetables, whatever, that the next day my oxidative stress is up.
It would be difficult to verify that they were stored properly all along the trail.
There you go.
So
yeah.
We don't know if bacteria grew in the meantime.
That's
all
true.
Kinds of factors.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because I don't have any problem with it.
Yeah, it's very
I buy frozen vegetables.
Mm-hmm. They say the frozen are better, than getting them off the produce stand, if you buy the right brand. Yeah, I'm just kind of interested in that, trying to figure it out. And I've been checking this MMS, although I'm going to order the real thing, but I just like to see if we want the code through the sustenance balancer. Yeah, we'll take it today. Look at that. I may have that code in the other computer. Let's see. And what I learned the hard way. I'm just going to do all that stuff, all that food and all that water. That seems to be okay. And come back to that. And then this Yarrow Environmental Solutions product also, which I intend to order and just haven't. I did order myself a t-shirt. No, we don't need that today. I ordered myself a t-shirt last night. And I still want to see this movie, by the way. And it's that one, you may have seen Rihanna wearing it, Think Before It Becomes Illegal. So I thought, well, that'll be my new shirt.
What was that again?
Think Before It Becomes Illegal. I'll wear it as soon as it comes on the Zoom. In my own house may be the only place I can wear it. Let's just see for the heck of it with this. Had a real interesting thing last night happen. I think I can discuss it. I had a session with someone who had gone to a party, and this was a brand new person, so I didn't know a thing about her. And the first thing I had done, I knew she'd had a crisis, because she told me she'd had a crisis. And I ran this carnet scan immediately, and it said alcoholic spirit attachment. And it turned out the crisis was that she had gone to a party and gotten dog drunk and came home and was throwing up, and her partner of many years was so revolted he has left her. I think he'll come back. But there it was, right there in the list of stress was this alcoholic spirit attachment. Plus, she had all kinds of, I don't want to say 5G, but that kind of frequency stress. And I asked her where the party was, and it was in a hospital. And you know that they have all kinds of frequency technology in these hospitals. She may be very, very sensitive to it. So with that in mind, I thought, well, what the heck, let's also check ours today a little bit closer. And we see we're wanting to clear false guilt. And remember, the code makes it a good thing. Now this one, this Nina, who does the clearing with the SRC, she gave me a statement which later there was a code for. And this basically is like the kingpin. It clear whatever is there. And we are asking for that. So you can make a note of it and look it up. It's a long list of things. So let's just see where we are with that. This would not be a bad one to repeat once in a while if you think you're under that kind of stress. And again, let's just go ahead for now and put it in the Shen. Here's a little bit more positive. Invisible helpers from the spirit world help lost souls get to the light. And I temporarily had forgotten the name of the book, but now I'm remembering it again, that if you're on Scribe, Remarkable Healings by the psychiatrist who ended up working with this type of thing. Very interesting book, and it's a big book because she has her case studies, or her version. All right, now this biological potential, the idea that we are equipped to heal anything. Our body does the work. It's within us. It's not going to come from an outside source might help, but it's within us, and we're asking to be reminded of that. Here's invulnerable infestation by demonic energies. And this is all subtle energy coming from our field. Some may be more sensitive to this kind of thing. than others. But you remember, until psychiatry came along, this was most of the healing was this kind of clearing. Even Jesus did this kind of clearing. Freedom from destructive emotions and mental programming. Again, we haven't had this one in a while, the governing vessel, which we do want that energy flowing. Let's just do a couple of things with that. Let's go in here and see with the recharge. I think that's that. Let's see what we have to say about that. No. Let's code as we've done it. Looks like we'll handle it. Here's another. And this one, I can't recall the exact verbiage. You can look it up, but you're basically protecting all aspects of your life from this kind of energy. And finally, one last clearing. Let's just see if any of these at the bottom are a priority. No. So, but if you are doing this work, it does seem to be more effective to load it in and then scan it and then do a little more detailed scan. And these Pleiadian keys, and again, what they said is what you ingest, that's the whole deal. And I know I've seen a difference in all this for myself, depending on what I'm eating, which isn't always perfect. Looking good. Let's see. I have the M&S in here. I think I do, yeah. Not really. Change this one. Let's take that out. Here's our commands. We have a new one. Block all non-beneficial electromagnetic control of brain. And again, the woman last night who had all that going on, which was totally, by the way, out of character for her, had a lot of electromagnetic stress. So that, my guess, is something in the hospital. Kick that off. Transform negative interconnections. There it is. We want the A bomb today. You're familiar. Oh, there's a 0. Now, this power outage, I don't know why we want that. I do have a story, though. I had this come up one day for both myself and my daughter, and I thought at the time, what on earth? And, but I did it. And later I got a call from her. She had gone home and all of her power had gone out, some kind of wiring thing. So that was just an interesting coincidence. My Lord, she. Okay, close, but let's look at the emotional. Excuse me. Close. Okay, we will take the nerves cocktail. Yes, I should have, of course, as usual, hit the one to click first, but I need more brain zaps. Let's go ahead since we're here. Let's just see exactly, because that was a very high priority for us today. All right, so there's our stress, fear of sickness, little stress related to achieving goals. We want to build a powerful nerve force. That lack of oxygen, that's one. Let me just show you something real quickly here, if I can. This under the brain, this lack of oxygen, that a lot of people are asking for more energy on that one. And we're no exception, so that's one we'll do later today, and that's worth, going a little deeper. And look at that, overwork, prevent depletion of nerves. Look at that one, craving for violence. relax, self-destruction, over emotional. We're just going to add all of these in. It gives us the 3 sets of codes related to it. I wonder if we can find, I know we want that aging, that brain youthing. Does anybody remember where we put that yesterday? I know we saved it.
It was under brain youthing.
But yeah, do you remember which Pro Tool? I wonder if we put it in
it might have been
generator.
Or the...
Yeah, it might have been. I can't remember.
There it is. There it is. See it?
Is it in the brain youthing or the field generator?
It's right. It's right here. Field generator. See it, third from the bottom.
Yay! Thank you. So now we've got it. I should have done that first thing, and I could have saved it. I'll do that a little later. But you see how you can access those. So let's do a couple more things. Might as well wait now on the Wonder Click. Priority for Qi, general option scan. No. Close, but I think we can move forward and then
I noticed you're taking those on high numbers, right?
Me? Yeah, the priority, this is, everybody will have their own way, but what I look at is a 70 or higher.
Okay.
But everybody, you'll have your way. Okay, we're clear here. So, just for the heck of it, I think we're getting enough energy, perhaps. Let's see if we want. I have some codes for inflammation. It's close, but let's just look at that. So that we're on to now the third category in Dr. Amon's book, and that is your inflammation. And it's crucial, of course, and he says vaccinations increase inflammation, talking about balancing the C-reactive protein, and there is a code for that, the balanced homocysteine. Vitamin D apparently is a big deal with inflammation, environmental toxins, and we all know what those are. Actually, childhood trauma, gum disease, diabetes, insomnia, too much exercise, pro-inflammatory foods, and he's speaking mostly in terms of sugar, etc. Omega-3s continue to be way, underutilized by us. Leaky gut and microbiome is huge because we have as many neurons in our gut as we have in our spine, etc. And the gut and the brain are communicating nonstop. These are a few things, and again, we can have them when we put the cocktail together. Probiotics appear to be essential. Folate, vitamin B6, B12. Here's one with no code. Curcumin. And what you want to do here are some things that then decrease the good bugs. And we'll probably go over this a little bit more tomorrow, but you see the omega-3s. We've got a bunch of omega-6s from our processed stuff. Yeah.
On that omega-3, I found out about that, years ago. And the fact is, though, that you couldn't buy it in the States. You had to go to these Virgin Islands someplace to order it.
Really? I think it's pretty easy to get now, isn't it?
Oh, it might be a lot easier now.
Yeah. And so we'll look into this kind of thing tomorrow. Here, and also, this is a new code if anyone's interested. I have someone who went to the doctor and got, this is another new medication for the stress related to COVID. That is, you have to get it prescribed, but there is a code, so I'll send that out. Let's just go ahead now and see where we are. Take the good old wonder click, and while that is calibrating, let's go ahead and see how long we want. Okay, 10 minutes of this MMS in the all that stuff category. And we can see up here too our top issue is thymus, so this would be a good day to do some thymus tapping. Emotional, nutritional. This fractured soul, and again, there's a great charge for that. Let's just see. Priority for Qi, fractured soul charge. And that is, to me, at least the way I'm interpreting that now, we don't need that. The way I'm interpreting that is something happens that makes us become apathetic towards making our own choices for our own life. We just kind of back off. There's that anti-aging, and it's tied into damp. Chemical balance, there's virus. When you see something like that, let's just look again. Let's see if it's a priority for our Qi today to get this code. And apparently this is on, okay, I will take it. All right, let's do it.
Cathy, is that like a different type of prophylactic?
You know, I don't know. I don't have much information yet. This was the person I worked with right before the call. And she had just gotten this from her doctor, so I haven't had a chance. So I can't answer it. But yeah, I would guess that they're just trying to make a little money off something to compete with ivermectin. But I don't know. If we could go in here, we could say priority for Qi, and click and see if we want a charge of this. No. And we could see if we want it in the sustenance balancer.
All these numbers are positive, right?
Correct. Yeah, and you can always test it. And I understand now we don't want any of that, so we just want the code. If you are uncomfortable, like it says, say, gives you a code for cancer, like I don't want to douse in cancer, just separate them. Go in and put the item as a negative, and then put the code as a positive and douse it in that way. That makes sense to have that, you know, a little bit of, because there's our chakras. Stress related to blood pressure. And go back and forth in here and see if you want any charges in reference. We've got enough nutritional. Let me try something here. Since really, in reference to inflammation, a lot of it boils down to what we're eating and drinking. Let's look at putting for now, so we can save this in the dispenser, because we're coming up with a lot of nutritional areas here today. And put inflammation. Paste it in there. We were wanting to lose a little weight. Not so much weight, maybe, but fat. That fat could be different areas. This crystal work can be powerful. There's the enzymes, oils. A lot of information in here today. Look at that, 4 hours. Let's just see, amber. I don't know what a Dow crystal is. Opal, kyanite, peridot. So we're asking obsidian, laser crystal. Here's our oils: humility, oregano, legacy, eucalyptus, citrus, lemongrass. Look at all these oils, my goodness. Asking for our fatty acids. And then here we have, let's just look at a little of this with the emotions panel, although we've got the flower essences going for this, but let's just look and see. Tired. And there's our information. What else we've got? Tired, fatigued, depletion, overwhelmed, disheartened. What the heck of it? Let's add those. Look at disheartened. So there's the oppression, and there's the confliction. Lack of interest in present circumstance, preoccupied, worry. Then there's that oppression, stress related to heavy metal, little energy coming in from the matrix. Preoccupied. There's our brain. Hearing, female. Worry. And again, there's that interesting, this is always interesting, the black magic, which could be, some people believe we're taking 19 hours. The black magic could be some of the 5G and anything that interferes with our field as it comes in. Okay, start that. Here I go. Trying to find all this again.
If you make it bigger up in the options box, sometimes it's easier to find, you know.
Okay. Yeah. I don't always have the common, there we go, the common sense I ought to have with this. So we see that our stress is really energetic stress. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. Immune system, so we know definitely we want to the thymus. We saw stress related to the thymus. Let's just see if we want any charges on immunity today. That's close. We didn't ask for a scan of any custom cocktails, but let's see. We do have some famous cocktails, I think, in there. No, not necessarily. Get that in. Hypothalamus is mentioned twice here. Again, that may be all we need. There's our brain, so we did want those brain charges today, so I'll be doing that. It's mentioned on both sides. Birds to ponder the difference between men and boys is the price of their toys. On the other side, an ingrate is someone who bites the hand that feeds him, then complains of indigestion. All right. Let's see what we've got. Resistance factor, liver. And then it's kind of reversed itself. What we could do, let's just go in here. Let's look at this balance, because that is the key. All organs. 14 hours. Well, let's do that. Wanting to harmonize our environment and remove all imposed restrictions. And then we're going to just do the oxidative stress over here. So that looks like it. Anything to add? Anything new today we need to know?
I got something new that I found out yesterday from our yard man. He contacted us last week and said he couldn't come over because he had COVID. And I said, okay. And then he contacted us a couple days later and he said, I'm all better. I'll be over next week. So I'm like, really? So I went and talked to him yesterday, and he went and had this new therapy that I had not heard about. It's called monoclonal antibody therapy. And it's something that you have to take within the first 3 or 4 or 5 days. Be symptomatic, but you have to take it right after you get the symptoms. And they are 4 shots, 1 in each arm and 1 on each side of your stomach. And he said within 24 hours, he was feeling 100% better.
Wow, that's good news.
Yeah, and I was just looking up because I wanted to tell you guys about it. And they've got some restrictions on it, a lot of restrictions, actually. It's for people over 65 years of age, and your BMI has to be at a certain level, and you can take it if you're pregnant, and some other diseases and health issues. You have to be, I guess you have to have one of these things in order to be eligible to take it. But anyway, I thought it was interesting. I had never heard of it. I didn't know if anybody had ever heard of it.
I've heard of it, but not much.
Ron DeSantis has been talking about it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. I haven't really had a chance to look at it or anything. I don't know if it has, a lot of the stuff in it that the other Jabberdo does. I don't know. But anyway, I mean, he said it was amazing. Within 24 hours, he said,
wow.
And I'm like, well, that's the only thing that I've ever heard of where somebody feels that great that fast, and he has no side effects of COVID.
Wonderful.
There was a couple on our news channel that had done it. They both came down with COVID and went right in, and they were great. I mean, it's marvelous.
Yeah, interesting. Well, this man, his wife is very, very ill. And so anytime either one of them have anything wrong, they go right to the doctor, go right to the hospital, actually. They skip the doctor, they go right to the hospital. So anyway, that's what they came up with. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you. That's good news. Yeah. Well, what is it that the federal government ended up saying Florida couldn't have? So we had to get it on our own. Is that it?
Yes, that's it. They said that the two red states, Biden has said that he cuts the percentage of deliveries to Florida and Texas, and both states have gone around him and gone straight to the manufacturer to get them employed.
And what's the reasoning for
it's political. It's political.
Yeah. Wow.
Because DeSantis and the Texas government are not doing what he says he wants done.
Mm-hmm.
Strictly political.
Wow. Okay, well, I guess that's it for today.
One thing I want to share is there's a YouTuber called The Leak Project. And I'm just going to put this out there. It has to do with bacteria. I've been studying this a couple of years back, and I don't know why I stopped looking into it, but they brought it back up again about the bacteria that's around us. And it's not that it's bad or it's good, it's just the introduction of new bacteria into our atmosphere. And the Leak Project is like really out there. And so
I used to look at them. Thank you for reminding me. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no. What is the name of it again? Is it the leak or leaf?
Like a leak, like you have a water leak. It's the Leak Project.
Okay, LEAK?
Right.
Okay,
and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we're working with the SRC, and I never thought about it till just now, but I'm wondering if it can detect like the different bacteria that's harmful to us.
Yeah, that's a good thing to look, and I will start listening to this again. This is the one I was listening to one time where he interviewed a quantum physicist, and I don't know what the physicist was talking about dimensions and all these incredible things, and the guy interrupted him and says, where does this leave Jesus Christ in all this? And the quantum physicist said Jesus Christ was the whole deal. He was explaining it perfectly, and the consciousness of the time did not understand. And there was like a brief moment of silence from the moderator. Didn't know what to say. So that I don't know why I got out of the habit. It's very interesting channel.
And just remember, Jesus said, and I'm going to take it out of context, so I'm going to apologize right up front. What I can do, you can do, and more.
Correct. Yeah, in the papers that we now have access to, it talks about that in great detail, and that is why they started torturing the Christians and doing these things to inject fear, because they did not want to have people realize the power we came in with. So it's all interesting and it's all good, and thank you.
Yeah, and they say that, and I can't remember how it goes, but something about fear and how it's the greatest mind control tool that's out there.
Correct. Well, and the other thing is the death culture. I mean, I like it here. I want to stay, but we have such a fear of death, and there is no death. We just go to another dimension.
Yeah, trauma-based mind control. Sorry, I couldn't remember.
There you go. Yeah.
But the thing is going back to that movie Manifest, and I finished watching it, there is no death, and that blows my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Right, yeah. Where is that movie again, Joanna?
On Netflix. I finished watching it because I'm like, wait a minute, and I was just driven to finish watching it, and it's a huge cliffhanger, but again, it's how they put this stuff.
I
Matrix.
know.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, I remember that now. I know which one you're talking about. I need to start over with that.
Yeah, and it's like the Matrix.
Joanna, what is the season? I stopped because it had stopped seasons, and they were negotiating bringing in the next season to Manifest. So I don't know if it started yet or not.
I'd like to see that too.
It's a really great series.
Yeah, I need to get back in there. I got introduced to that by Joanna and got off track.
Well, I don't watch TV. We were at Cathy's and we're like, oh, let's watch
Yeah,
something.
we were watching it on Netflix at my house, and then once they left, I didn't keep watching it. Now I need to start over so I can.
Well, if you
get
guys ever
back
want to
into it.
do a movie night or anything like that, I'll
Yeah.
fire up the Zoom thing and then we can watch it.
Oh, that would.
Together.
Can we do Netflix on Zoom?
Yeah.
I guess we could. Life is never dull, is it?
I'd like to see that too.
Interesting. Okay, well, I guess that's it.
Cathy, may I just ask a question of you?
Yeah. Yes.
No, I was reading the Clever Boy that you sent yesterday,
Yes.
and I don't understand all of that stuff about his intention about curing organs and stuff. Could you sort of go into that a little bit?
Well, if I understood it, but I don't really understand it either. I'm looking at that. You know, they have some incredible workshops. I think the lady's name is Marion Mace, M-A-C-E. And I did what I did was tested to see if that was powerful as compared to our just repeating the codes. Energetically, it was just as powerful, it's more powerful actually, for us just to repeat the codes. And I obviously, Grandmaster hasn't heard of the SRC, but I looked at that again this morning, and I thought I do need to get a grip on this. I know from the little bit that I've read about it that he was big on the spheres, and you would put the code in the sphere, visualizing, of course, and then send that code wherever you wanted to, or that sphere wherever you wanted to. But as far as this other stuff they've got in there, you know, disarm or whatever they're calling it, I think we've got it actually. I still have that up.
I sent a link to Cathy yesterday that there's a website. It's called Neotech.
Oh, good. I didn't see that yet. Okay, thank you.
That goes on and explains more, and then has some of the meditations on it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I didn't get
it's
to look
a very,
at it
very
yesterday.
good site. I studied it about 5 years ago, and then of course moved on. But it's it explains it a little. Well, this part is actually word for word on it, but then there's explanations.
Before I send this note out, I'll get in there and get that link and include it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. It was just very interesting. I had no idea. I mean, that you can do all of this stuff.
I know it. Well, I have been pleased with what's happening with the codes, and you know, and we can put them in the SRC. We can repeat them a little bit, and it's kind of fun. And of course, they make it very clear with Grandmaster that you don't ever use it to hurt anybody, and that's one of the things. We have the power. But if we use it for negative, we're going to be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So
doing it through the SRC is a whole lot easier.
It sure is. And plus, then it's going in our etheric field all day. So, you know, I think that's... What's that?
And it's going back to that movie Manifest when they use their gifts for bad. They kind of sort of like melt down.
Oh yes, that was really strong.
Yep, I need to get back in there. Yeah, we'll figure that out, Joanna.
Okay.
Okay, well that's it then, I guess, for today.
Well,
Thank you. Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
you guys.
Cathy.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
This concludes the SRC4u Zoom call. Thank you for attending. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be well.